2, 1. We are live.
Hello, and welcome back to In On Field Guide presents Plague of Metal, our average or our homebrew Pathfinder 2nd Edition campaign in a homebrew setting. I am your regular games master, Katsudon, and with me today is our good friend Fry,
Oh my god, it's the plague.
our regular entertainer Tank,
Oh!
I believe Tank was killed by his cat.
Yeah, I'm currently wrangling a wild animal.
the common buffoon Nova,
Why is Nova a buffoon?
Hello.
I
Why is
would
he
consider
common
Nova
rarity?
an uncommon buffoon.
I'm fighting allergies right now.
the regular jester Air,
Hello.
See, I believe that.
and last but not least, Nyx.
I was expecting a flighty broad or something, I'll be honest.
Oh, who had it? Okay, Nyx had a request for the music.
No, that was misclick.
Oh, okay.
I was going to ask about the music. Well, you remember the things you gave us to pick out and we picked out like 2 weeks ago?
Well, here, Fry, you can handle that.
Well, no, you had settings. What's the setting, motherfucker? Fuck the VOD, I'm killing you! In Minecraft.
Fry, please.
No.
That doesn't work anymore?
Yeah, you have to say it in Roblox now.
Now,
Oh,
last time,
an ambush.
Unfriendly snakes,
Rivika.
too. Not just the friendly snake that we have.
Shot the shit out of a snake. Hanian had a fight to the death with a snake. It was very intense. Seika had a fight to the death with a door. Iris got the shit kicked out of her. Fumi was hanging out. Revika went into a fist fight with someone 5 times her size, I guess. 6?
Burglar.
The burglar. And now the police or guards are here, and apparently everyone is dead downstairs.
Yeah, I believe
believe-
it was described as a massacre.
Yeah, and we had a bit of investigating prior to that. I believe that was the session that Iris and Hanian had some good food, and Revika went to go and find Veta, and then Veta got a new dress, and that was really good art. Post it again!
okay.
Iris thinking to herself, I'm gonna need to eat more good food after this.
Hope Iris enjoys prison gruel.
It's just that one guy who does the shorts like, I'm eating food from around the prisons, and this time we're going to Morocco.
Anyway, when last we left off, Fumi and Seika had trundled their way downstairs to find a absolute bloodbath of the inn staff.
A minor.
It was
And-
only Seika!
Okay, well then just Seika. And the guards breaking down the door, whistles a blowing. Seika, the guards are breaking down the door, whistles a blowing.
Hmm.
Revika picks up her pistol and starts trotting down the stairs.
Don't do that.
This
Oh, these are clearly not gunshots. Gunshot wounds.
this
She
maybe
doesn't
have-
want to leave
maybe
it on the
have-
ground. She doesn't have any ammo.
Maybe you have like gun that shoots knives.
That'd be cool.
It's a gun, Frank.
Well, this could be a problem. The assailant melted into mud last we checked.
Yep.
There is still a quickly drying pool of mud in Iris and Fumi's inn room.
That to be fair, that is your
Well-
blood.
Well, as a point, so we could either stand and deal with the guards, given their... Well, they may have reacted to the explosions, but the timing of their appearance is unusual, because keep in mind, Seika was going to descend the stairs Well, Seika went downstairs originally to go and locate the guards. Just to be like, hey, shit's happened here at the cafe. You might want to know about this, but they've turned up at a suspicious time. Which, kind of implies the fact that that whoever sent the assassins also tipped off the guards in advance, expecting this to be the outcome. That said, though, us running from the guards, it's probably not going to work out well either, because then we just become fugitives.
I can't go back to prison.
You went to prison?
Ever since last
No.
time.
I didn't go to prison.
Question. For Revika,
Yes.
do you have a bag of holding?
Yes.
So, I suggest anything important we're carrying, because I presume we're about to get rounded up by the guards, we hand to Revika, and Revika can slip away. It's easier for one person to get away holding on to anything important before the guards can get their hands on it.
Seika.
Then-
Revika floats up, hand on shoulder. You do realize this was already set in motion days ago, right? What was the first thing that was noted about us when we arrived in this town?
Yes, they know the composition of our group. However,
We're
It's
I
much
don't think
easier.
that was. I don't think that was a coincidence.
no, it wasn't a coincidence. However, it's much easier for one person to slip away in the excuse of, well, they simply weren't around during happenings, than for our entire group to disappear.
Yeah, because actually, genuine
The
question.
door is
Cats.
rattling against the what?
Genuine question. It is not unusual for a AOC to be like a night owl, I would assume, right? Because it's not like your normal, natural living creatures anyway.
Alcy, they kind of have their own set schedule. The typical Alcy sleep schedule is very typical to a human, but they can set their own
Yeah,
internal
so you can
clocks
definitely
just like
make the
everybody else.
excuse of they're a night owl.
But yes, the door is currently rattling on the hinges, and the guards are like shouting.
Open up!
Seika's going to force into Revika's possession the now blank note that the assassin was carrying.
Revika will take
e-
it. She's gonna have to go upstairs to grab her bag because that's where the bag of holding is.
Well, everyone needs to grab their stuff anyway.
Before we start doing this, Cats, is there a reasonable amount of time for Revika to get like either a pair of items or one item off of each person?
Well, if it's just a normal door, well, give me a crafting check, anybody, to see how much this door is going to hold up.
I can do that for the people. That's 20.
All right. You think you've got maybe a minute.
Okay.
With no external reinforcements, this door is not very well put together.
Seika, right, is going to do two things, specifically in regards to what she's handing Revika. She's going to hand her the note, keep it right as a reminder. The note carried the assassin's instructions, but upon attempting to make it more legible, the ink melted away in the same way the assassin did.
Mhm.
It should be theoretically possible for us to recover the contents of the note if we were to get our hands on a casting of Forgotten Lines or whatever it's called. There's a spell specifically for restoring documents. So as
Just have
long
to
as
find
we
a
keep
caster for it.
there is that magic shop we know of. And she was making and selling scrolls, so that is quite a possibility. So that's one thing. We need to keep the note safe because it's our primary piece of evidence once we can restore it. Secondly, assuming Revika... right, so here's the question. Fry, is Revika going to slip away if I am going to give her the note.
I mean, she
Or
would
are you
have
going
to,
stick
yeah.
with- Right. Then Circuit is going to hand Revika one other thing before all this goes down. Circuit is going to hand Revika her family emblem that she carries on her person and tells her to find the Kasurgan embassy in the inner city.
I'm guessing you have more connections.
Something like that.
That'll work. Revika's going to take the emblem and take the note, put it into the bag. I'm going to add an item.
Can I give Revika my potion of emergency escape?
Or you're going to make me choke it down real quick?
Yeah,
After I finish looting, because it forces me to escape.
yeah. We gotta open the window first, otherwise you're gonna run around in circles.
I'd run to the front door.
As for the rest of the assassin's belongings, I'm just going to move that into the party inventory for now.
Yep. Okay. Is that all you're doing? Hannian is still asleep.
Someone, Circa, will call up and say someone should wake Canyon up.
Could Sternia
Sternia
do that
walks
since she's...
over.
Yeah.
Hannian.
Yeah.
Hannian's
Hannian.
asleep.
Oh. Yes.
We've got a situation.
Give me 2 of your weapons now.
2 of them? Okay, hold on. And he just reaches
Does
into
Fumi want me to save
the
anything?
big bag. And we'll hand you. Let's see here. Obvious one is Mr. Falk. I think you can just drag these to
Yeah,
you.
just drag them to me. I'll put them straight to the bag.
1. And let's go with this one. 2. There you go.
Thank you, Space's pouch. My Tranquil Sunrise is in there. I have the note and emblem, light bulk. Actually, I'll make that. It should be medium. It will be 1 bulk, but it won't matter. 10 and 5. Fumi! Nova's dead. Oh, Fumi doesn't save
Whoa,
anything.
sneeze.
Nova died during the
I'm
incident.
dying of allergies.
Do you
What
want
is
anything
Rivka?
held? Yeah.
She's going to hand you the striking ghost, the wakizashi that's tied to swordfish.
Alright, just put it into my bag.
Oh.
German ad!
Swordfish. That's swordfish. He's talking German again. Ignore him.
Mm-hmm.
I'd believe it. Here, give me the
Just
item.
going through his tuny phase.
Oh,
Drag it onto my
Here.
onto my token.
yeah. I gotta minimize a bunch of shit.
He has every page open.
I'm not allowed to move items to this character.
Oh no.
I'll just
Okay,
throw
you
them in the
can.
party inventory.
That's fine. It's effectively the same thing. I have a bag of holding. It's not incurring any weight penalty to me.
Spacious pouch.
Oh my precious scrolls. Goog.
500 scrolls of toads.
Just want to move Sternia aside for a sec.
Iris, anything from you beyond the potion?
I'm just coming with you.
Are you going to be able to?
I have a potion of invisibility.
That'll work.
You know, I do have 2 of these.
I think I still have my own as well.
I have a lot
Oh.
of stealth and I have an invisibility potion.
I don't have that one, but I could just stealth out anyway.
These
I've got
potions
free
of
stealth.
emergency escape will basically just let you get out of any situation.
Okay.
How many?
Seika's not going to run because that's going to make things even more suspicious for
Mhm.
us.
Fair enough.
But just effectively, she's going to wait for Revika to be prepared, and then Seika's going to go greet the guards.
Mm-hmm.
Hello! She says, it's just standing there in the middle of the room full of corpses.
Revika pokes Iris, drink your potion now. I'm not going to take the flaying. I have to be able to be stealthy.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and wait. Is the window open? Can we just hop out? I think it is because the burglar left through it, right?
The window is
Correct.
open.
Okay.
That's actually what. Sorry,
You
that
all
is
have
actually
three
what I-
options. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that is actually what I remembered as well. Other instruction, I guess, if both of you are going, find the burglar, because assuming that the burglar wasn't part of the assassination and they just were here at a very, very poor time, they're our only
Very
witness.
unlucky.
All right. You all have 3 actions left before the door comes off its hinges.
Alright. Well, first action, drink the invisibility potion.
Okay.
Second action, drink my potion of emergency escape.
Drink my visibility
Okay.
potion.
Why would do that in the other order?
Wait, does it matter? It's the same turn, so like.
No, the emergency escape forces you to flee for a minute. You can't do anything else when you're fleeing.
Yeah, that's why I drink
Does
it second.
drinking the emergency escape break invisibility?
It's not a hostile
No.
action.
It's not hostile action.
It's not a hostile action.
Okay. Just
And
making
my-
sure.
My third action is get the fuck out of here.
All right. Iris and
Revika
Revika
strides twice and
abscond.
sneaks out the window.
Fucking zoom.
Also, there's nothing that says you can't sneak while fleeing. Fleeing is just you have to spend your actions getting aware. You
I assume
can,
we're not
in
gonna
fact,
be-
do that stealthily.
I assume since I'm invisible, I'm either gonna have to follow you or we're going to have to split up and go
If something
meet up
is,
at a
like,
specific
confused
point.
as such, you can do whatever like is best for getting away.
Yeah. I guess I'll be technically leading then because I have 65 movement speed.
All right. Fumi, what are you doing with your 3 actions?
Great question. Probably not terribly much. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of stand there. I guess I don't. The guards are probably just gonna catch us,
Okay.
and I assume they'll probably be very mean, and that's about it. Like I can't. I'm not gonna cast a combat buff. I don't think we're gonna.
Don't do a chicane.
chicane. Yeah. 500 toads at the door. No.
All right.
Yeah,
Kenny, what are
Fumi
you
just
doing?
kind of awaits the inevitable.
You want to try to hide or anything?
I don't think that's gonna work out in this case. Like they know where. It's not like I'm stealthy in the first place.
Okay. So you just wait it out?
Yeah, Hanyan is he's gonna be standing here next to Fumi. He's unarmed and just kind of waiting on.
Mhm.
Okay. Seiko, what do you do with your 3 actions?
I guess like Fumi probably cleans up herself a little bit, like does make sure she's like neat and tidy and not armed. She doesn't have a gun staff or anything.
Seika,
The gaff.
Seika tidies herself up. Descends down into the ground floor of the cafe.
Okay.
And I presume I can open the door from the inside.
You open the door and the guards are pointing spears as one holds a battering ram. They are in a very clear defensive position.
Seiko gives them a stare and says,
Hands up.
"Oh, good, you're here."
And I just calmly raise his hands.
Mm-hmm. The guards file into the building, making sure that one of them keeping eyes on you and a spear trained on you. Are you a guest at this inn
Yes, we're in the
or
lodge.
establishment?
What?
Fumi leans over the stairs to look down.
How many more are up there with you?
Just 3 of us. Other companions are out in the city at the moment.
No, it's 4 of us.
I presume
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 3 others, Hani and Fumi, certainly.
Yeah, 3 others, not 3 of us.
I heard 3 of us. That's why.
Same.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
presumably we'd have written in the. Well, it's technically a cafe, but I presume they'd have a lodger's ledger as well.
Mm-hmm. A rather hoity-toity looking guard steps in and perceives the massacre around you all over the floor and stifles his own retching.
Seiko will offer him a handkerchief.
Yeah.
Thank you. There were reports of a mysterious individual around this location, and I didn't expect it would lead to this.
Hmm.
Do you know where the ledger was? You have no idea.
Well, Seiko signed it, so presumably it had been
Fair enough.
gestured
Probably
like.
Actually,
behind
that
the
does
counter
strike
or
me.
something.
Hanian never left his room until now, and it was downstairs that the problem was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So Hanian would have actually he wouldn't have walked to here. I misremember. I thought this is the door. This is probably the first time I ever leaned out and said, "Oh my god!"
What the fuck?
Yeah, I presume the
He'd only seen the snake so far.
I presume the cafe would have had like a bar counter somewhere, and I presume that'd be where they'd
Yeah.
keep the ledger amongst other things.
One of the guards, one of the guards goes behind the counter and produces the ledger after a bit of rifling through there. Name?
Seiko. Then Seiko pauses. Does the head, presumably the officer in charge, look well-to-do?
The officer in charge has a very well-groomed mustache. That's about all you can tell.
Oh,
You are currently in candlelight, after all.
Hmm.
I'm Hanian.
No, Seiko just leaves it at that then.
Yeah, as Hanian pokes down the stairway, another guard produces another spear and points it at him.
Seiko.
There's a crime scene. Don't enter.
Yes, the upstairs is also a crime scene as well, given you're not the first people to be pointing pointy objects at us tonight.
I was attacked by a snake.
The guard in charge motions for the others. Well, more of
Yes.
his retinue to head.
Yeah, Fumi stays completely quiet and just kind of looks, back and forth between people as they're talking.
What did you do in here? And you see the leader of the guards produce a notebook and a pen.
Does he gesture in the direction when it says "in here," or does he just still ask it to us flatly?
he's asking flatly. He doesn't. His hands are currently busy jotting down notes.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We're all scattered in the city during the day, tending to our own needs and shopping habits. And then we reconvened towards the evening, back here.
With all due respect, ma'am, I'm not talking about your date plans. I'm talking about the current, and he gestures to the dead bodies
I was
all over the
sleeping.
lobby.
Well, circa gestures, it is pertinent given that, well, let's see, we were flagged upon entry in the city. Strangely, the people knowing our exact group's composition and how we'd been asking certain questions about the
Froze his brow.
about the establishment. We returned here this evening. We reclined to our rooms, and the next thing we know, there is an attempted assassination. The assassin presumably having done sacred gestures around her. Now, unfortunately, the assassin, there's not much left of them, but their mechanical contraptions that came with them are certainly still there. At least, well, the shrapnel that's left of them as well.
Captain tromps his way up the stairs and takes a look.
Oh, he's looking.
Yeah,
Oh, he
peers
gets out
inside
of
each
the
of
way.
the rooms.
You're good, Viz.
Hmm?
I-
Scum.
I imagine Hanny in that motion was like excitedly, or not excitedly, but like motions his room and like points at the snake
It's just a
like
fucking,
a fucking soy
shattered
gif.
mechanical snake on the ground, and it's just been dented by fist marks. That's the snake.
I will note they violently exploded when they died. Like
Which
they
is
are
what
He
I
points
in
at the
itty
fucking
pieces
shrapnel.
all over the room.
Look at it. That's the snake.
Uh-huh.
He points at the shrapnel. That's the snake.
That's
Oh,
that's
the
why I say it was
snake.
also like what is left of the mechanical.
It exploded.
contraptions. I'm sure
It is-
the
It is like metal splinters all through the room.
And
These
on
things were made to
Hennigan.
explode
Hennigan probably still has
cleanly.
splinters in space.
Yep.
I'm sure guardsmen of your caliber surely have a craftsman or two on retinue.
I could draw the
There's
snake.
a hanging silence. There's a silence hanging in the air as the guard looks around. He doesn't seem to hold much contempt with you guys. Just a general disgust at what has occurred under his watch. Hey. As per law, I must take you all in.
Understandable.
While I understand that you have had issues with other guards in this town, I am required to bind you and bring you into the guard, into the office of the guard.
Circa effectively holds the wrists out, but then says, I will mention, just as a point, that you're probably not going to enjoy the next few days of your job. We are here on a diplomatic mission, after all.
Let it be known that you retain the right of the duelist, as per law in the city of Karun. Let it be known that you have a right to legal representation in the city of Karun. And he states this, and he punctuates each of these sentences with another pair of handcuffs on somebody. Let it be known that you have the right to remain silent in the city of Karun, And let it be known that all are judged equally under the church in the city of Karun. If you have anything else you would like to say before we bring you in, please let it be known now.
Can I bring my bag?
He tilts his chin to one of the guards, and they go over to your room if you motion to it,
Yeah.
and they'll grab your belongings.
Thank you.
This will be thoroughly searched. If there's anything illegal in here, it will be used against you. While I do trust your story personally, you must be tried.
Oh my god, my friends are going to The Hague.
Well, I'm sure the justice system of this great city shall be fair and just.
And you are brought to the guards, a small prison in the guards' offices in the outer city, where you spend your night. Iris and Revika, what are you doing?
Revika's probably just running for a minute. Invisible. Revika stays a good distance away, but she wants to be close enough to see what's going on. So probably about a good 100 to 200 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
What would Iris be doing?
Running.
Running for like a full minute at the very least. She is.
I'm glad Air just doesn't listen to anything I say.
Wow.
No. Well,
Air just
wow.
fucking hates me.
Wow.
I know what you said you were doing.
Well,
Nah, Air just fucking hates me.
well, the more pertinent. Well, here's the pertinent question: Iris doesn't run; she slithers very fast.
She slithers so fast.
How does a snake run?
I mean, there's actually an answer to that. They do that like Sidewinder thing, where their coils are like more intense, so that they jump off each coil.
Iris runs like a Sonic character.
I can actually see that.
She's rolling
Her
like a
tail's
hoop.
Too big for that.
She
She's
goes full hoop
Tsuchinokoing.
snake.
Oh, God.
Anyway,
Hoop snake.
So like Iris is making a lot of distance. She kind of has to for like a whole minute. Eventually, it calms down. How long does the invisibility potion last? I don't know how
I believe
long
it's
they last.
if
By
it's
a minute
default.
is
the
all.
classic one, it's 10 minutes.
10 minutes. All right.
10 or 1.
Well, Iris is not going to be able to like keep track on what's happening over here. I suppose Iris
10
would.
minutes.
I suppose Iris would hang around the magic shop at the very least. She heard that being specifically talked about, and like if she's good at like laying low, she can lie very flat on the ground.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Fucking stupid.
I have a really good stealth score. I don't know what you want.
all right. As the night comes to a close, I would like everybody to do daily preparations.
I don't know if they can. Me and Iris can.
Well,
Revika would have fallen
the
asleep in a
morning, you know.
tree.
Yours for the night. Do a little daily preparation. We don't need rations because we're in town.
All right. Put your lights away if you've got them.
Okay. Let's see, where are you? There.
No. Glow bright like a diamond. Shine into the night.
So,
I guess it would also have been put in the parting words of Veta as well, since she wasn't present during the whole thing going on.
you're not sure
Finger.
where Veda went.
Yeah, Revika and Iris will find her eventually.
She'll find us
Oh,
at the
she'll
very
find them.
least.
So, day passes,
Hmm.
and another day passes. As paperwork is handled,
Oh, paperwork.
I assume we're like locked away in a fucking dog carrier.
you are.
Oh my god.
They just
Seiko will
Put
turn around
Fumi in the
to
forever box.
Seiko will turn around to Fumi, Hanyan, and
Umi looks up at you from the dog carrier.
and Sternia, and well,
This sucks.
let me
Mm.
the guard captain who wrangled us in may believe our story, but it's much more important of their immediate superior or superior's superior who is going to be handling us now. I presume whoever that is going to have a far more slanted opinion of how we're to be handled.
You are handed over your 2 days in the slammer various legal documents, and you are told if you wish to read over them to understand your rights, you can. And it is a whole bunch of legalese. Not many of you are actually very well versed in
Colby,
it.
can you help me
Society
with
checks would
this?
be in order. All right.
Anian goes on to explain
Seiko.
like I'm 12. Read it.
You are made aware that you are allowed a legal representative as a party, or you can represent yourself. Regardless,
Oh, no.
as defendants, you will all be able to speak in court. Additionally, you know about the right of the duelist. If at any point you are, while within the nation of Ludisair, deemed guilty of a crime, you may invoke the right of the duelist. Or if you are under persecution of a crime, you may invoke the right of the duelist, which then allows you and your defendant party to challenge a member of the dueling committee. If you win, regardless of what your crime is, you get off scot-free. If you
That's
lose,
fucked up.
regardless of what your crime is, you are put on death row.
Okay, that makes it a bit more. That's still kind of fucked up.
Let's go, Gam.
If you're just really good at dueling,
This is a real
you
thing
just do
that
horrible
happened.
shit.
Because like the idea, the reason this was a thing that existed in history was that they figured like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because it was always the right of the duel only ever existed in religious societies because the idea was that God would be on your side if you were innocent.
Fucked up.
So obviously, if you're
If
guilty,
you're-
God would
If you're
not
innocent,
have you
you'll
win.
win.
However,
Well-
additionally, Seika, you also know more of the history of the right of the duelist.
It sounds like the kind of thing she'd have read or heard about.
Yes. The history of the right of the duelist in Ludisair specifically is Yunnan does not have a very good literacy rate. You could be innocent of a given crime, but you could not be just uneducated enough to not defend yourself properly. And there are plenty of people that will swindle you out of your money and give you a bum court case. So, bare minimum, you should be able to literally fight for your case.
I see. Speaking of fighting for our case, what has Revika and Iris done in the past 2 days?
That's what we're getting to next.
They fought
Ravika
up
and
there.
Iris. What are you two doing?
Iris is not an ideas person, so after being able to find Revika again, she's going to defer to her.
Well, the first thing is to go to the embassy Seika said, show the emblem, and get into contact with her. Not informant, but her connection, rather.
Okay, so the Kasagan embassy is in the inner city.
Didn't we get access? We don't have access yet, do we?
You could.
You don't even have the paperwork yet. Not until
We-
tomorrow.
We were. Correction, we were told we could access the inner city by the canal boats, but we couldn't gain access to, like, the authorities in the inner city because we would need paperwork to reach them.
Correct. So you could-
getting into the inner city is still possible.
Mm-hmm.
Get on a boat.
All right. Yeah, you can take a canal boat into the inner city if you so wish.
That would be my first guess then, because I'd want to get as much power on our side as we can help.
Get ultimate power on your side.
The Kasagan embassy is not difficult to find. The Kasagan embassy is not difficult to find. There is a very particular form of architecture that kind of sticks out from the rest of the nation, or from the rest of Ludisair. Or Karun, excuse me. High-peaked building with tile roofing, sliding paper doors, and you can enter if you so wish.
You can't make me.
I will open the door for Revika.
Thank you.
Okay. The door slides open.
I'll let Revika walk in first.
And you are
because
met by
she's-
a single receptionist, a woman in typical office garb, currently poring over a book that you cannot read from your current angle.
Hello, excuse me.
There is a very quiet yelp, and the book slams closed. And the human woman looks over to you from half moon glasses, her hair in a neat black bun. Yes, can I help you?
I am looking for a representative of the embassy here.
May I ask why?
I have a. Excuse me.
Oh my god.
I have a friend
Horrible
that's in a
disease.
I have a horrible.
bit of. Shut the fuck up.
I'm
I have a friend that's in a bit of legal trouble, I believe, and she had directed me here to get some leverage. Revika will
You know
dig
who your
into
friend
her
is?
spacious pouch, digging out the house emblem that she was given. Seiko.
The secretary looks at it for a minute and kind of like squints and tilts her head as she looks at it, and her eyes go very, very wide.
Oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I see. Absolutely, I will get you somebody as quickly as I can.
Take you. It's a pressing matter, but no major rush.
You know, unless you like your head.
Rep does
and
not mean
she
to random
very
clerks.
quickly skitters off, leaving everything on her desk.
I peek at the book. What was it?
Boys love.
Hell yeah, that's what I
That's
thought.
Certified Kitsuna behavior.
No, it was a human.
Oh well.
Well,
Yeah,
you
as a
think
human.
it's a human.
Well, that's what she looked like.
Just say that.
Yes, I can.
The cover of the smut novel is a man with a very, very large chin, holding a
Yeah, he got to launch in.
holding a an Akumi man who is very clearly shaped like a pink rabbit.
Interesting.
I don't like
Both of them have gigantic hands.
Of course.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
This is considered high art in Kasega, you know.
And so they can both hold each other.
It is a couple of minutes before somebody returns to you. Another human man, this time with almost carrot orange hair, and thick black glasses, in an outfit not unlike Seika's, holding a big fan and smoking from a pipe, emerges.
Outfit like
Okay.
color wise, or is he wearing a skin tight like evening dress?
He's wearing a skin tight.
He is wearing-
Yukata.
He's wearing, like, it's not a kimono. Help me out here.
Yukata?
Yukata?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one that's more. Anyone can wear it.
It's like
Mhm.
the casual one.
Hello?
Hello
I hear
there.
that you were. I hear that a very dear friend of ours and yours is in trouble.
Yes. There was an incident at the inn we were staying at, and I believe my friends are under the. Well, no, that's the wrong word. They're being framed.
We were attacked by
Great.
assassins.
Assassins? Well,
Yes.
he looks down at you and he laughs a very big, hearty laugh.
Who would
First
ever
time
want-
I've heard about that in
who'd
a
ever
while.
want to assassinate you?
But not unheard of, especially for such a high-end target. I'm more surprised than kidnappers.
Well, there was a thief among them. I don't know if they were related, but we were also being robbed at the same time.
What I'm saying is that the divine heiress in your group is not somebody that would be assassinated for political gain so much as kidnapped.
More for a, what's the word? Not bribery. What you know what I'm talking about?
Extortion, I think. It's I know what we're talking about.
Ransom!
Yeah,
Ransom.
Yes, ransom.
Took me a minute, but I remembered.
So whoever this was, probably a very large fool. But yes, we will lend you what aid we can.
I appreciate it very
Please,
much.
take a seat. You seem to have been through a lot.
Revika will gladly sit in a very oversized plush chair.
Oh no, please. Allow me. And he reaches into his pocket and produces a very small chair for you.
That's also
And puts
nice,
it on
but
top
it is
of the
kind of
very
silly.
large chair.
You know,
It's a
that's
nice
even
chair.
better. Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
My wife is an Aussie. Please understand.
Oh, that's wonderful. What's her name? Yeah, you didn't expect that, did you? Fuck it.
He looks at you
Woo!
dead in the eyes. He leans up real close.
Jim.
It's an insult to command the name of his wife before she can introduce herself, especially
Oh,
when
she
she is
did?
your lawyer.
Lawyer?
And he will, and we're going to cut scene as he approaches another door to begin
I
knocking
climb-
on it.
I'm gonna climb on a couch.
All right. The jailhouse gang.
That's me.
Day two arrives, and you are
Anion's
made
found a
very
harmonica
aware that
somewhere.
you are made very aware that your legal proceedings will be on the next day.
Yes.
Hmm.
Excuse me, sir.
Second.
Is it alright is it alright if I retrain while I'm in the cell?
No.
Oh,
Doing
No training.
pull-ups.
Sure.
no retraining for
Hanian
prisoners.
starts. Hanian starts pumping iron like a prisoner does.
You can begin retraining during your 2 days of downtime, I suppose.
I mean, it adds up.
Mm-hmm.
Circa finally
Um,
gets through reading all the legal documents that are probably written in such a way to confound the leader.
Oh, confound it.
We pan over
They
to
are
Hanny
actually
and
pretty easy to grasp on a base level, but understanding the intricacies of them is difficult.
we
Like, these are
So-
made specifically so that the normal average Joe knows what the fuck is going on. It is kind of weird how easy they are for you to grasp the basics of Seika.
Also because Seika's literate.
I'd like
That is also pretty important.
Saika's going through like what rights do we have? Like paperwork, and we pan over to Hannian lifting math like big iron dumbbells, doing like deadlifts and stuff. And we pan over to Fumi, who's doing the same, but with like plastic rubber, like plastic version, like kids versions of the same thing.
Little
It's just
squeaky
those,
toilet.
it's those mom dumbbells that I just made of plastic filled with sand.
No, we pan over to Fumi, and she is still in her dog cage, shaking like a chihuahua.
Good.
Fumi rattling the dog carrier bars with a cup that she just has.
So, you can either defend yourselves in court, hope the court provides you a defendant or lawyer, or you could ask for a lawyer.
Hmm.
Remember that you are unaware of what the other two are up to, right?
That said, Seika believes that Revika, being as efficient and military trained as she is, will have got into the embassy in one way or another.
All right.
I'm
It-
sure
like,
it will
it- the-
all
the-
work
the-
out.
The scene had cuts back to Seika after Revika and Iris were at the embassy, and Seika's like, I feel like my friends have made it to the embassy, and help will be on its way.
You hard cut to what was supposed to be Revika and fucking Iris, Snake Woman, going to the embassy. They're just drowning in a puddle.
Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a Revika.
Also, as I was saying that, my cat hit the mute button. I couldn't even hear you guys.
Seika
Oh my
will,
All right.
because also Seika has to amuse herself. She starts asking the guards of the prison a lot of questions.
Okay.
Well, this provided legal representation. Who does it? Is it provided by the state, or do we draw
Yes.
do we draw sticks from a cup? Let's say who we get.
We typically have one lawyer on retainer for defendants who have no option. A elderly man. He typically simply goes by Gerd. Gerd.
Tell me about this Gerd. Would you have him represent you if you were in this situation?
As a legal representative, yes. And he trails off with that.
I would not invite him to my marriage.
I would not invite him to public court, though. He does not have a very good way with words. He understands the law to the letter, and the spirit very well, though. I need you to make a society check. Or not. You can choose.
Or not.
Sora
Sure,
sounds
why
like Sora sounds like your legal counsel is the guy who fights for you.
Alright? You're not sure what he means. The
So is
next
this be a-
day...
Well, Seika's
go
got
ahead.
so is it to be a public showing on?
Yes. As is usual.
Well, court can be interesting in one way or another.
He cracks
well.
a slight smile. You really are outsiders. All right, that'll
Well,
make
not-
tomorrow all the more fun.
Yes, it'll be very fun. Although I imagine your superiors will be none too pleased come to the. Seika cracks her own smile.
And the day comes to a close.
Well, I just heard an explosion.
me
and I
out,
look through the window.
please.
The third day is upon you. Iris and Revica, you come bearing your lawyer, if you so choose to take the one that the embassy provided you. He is quite the sight.
It's fine.
A man with a very ostentatious presentation.
Mm-hmm.
The man could not look more like a peacock if he was an ave. Bright hair, large star-shaped sunglasses. He does not look like a lawyer in any way, shape, or form through any means that you have ever seen.
I trust this man with my life.
Interesting.
But do you trust this man with your wife?
That's a good question.
I'm not
He looks
married.
rail thin. You think you could probably bend him in half.
I trust this man with my wife.
He does a very cool pose where he spins on his heel.
How southern is he?
How southern?
I
Is
do
he a
declare.
simple southern lawyer?
No. No, in fact, he very specifically, exclusively refers to you as baby.
Baby.
Bebe.
I don't know how to feel about
I
that.
recognize that reference.
This strange man, by the name of Detective Ernst, begins walking in a very strange way towards the courthouse,
Does he walk backwards?
appearing as if he is walking backwards, but moving forwards. His long duster, trailing behind him in a dramatic way that has nothing to do with the wind around you.
Enchanted.
I need one of those.
I think you guys.
This
He
guy,
has
I
slicked
think-
back hair into
I think you guys' lawyer is Michael Jackson.
I
No, I
can't
think-
wait for the.
his slicked back hair in a large pink pompadour.
We have slipped
bouncing-
entirely into an Ace Attorney again.
I can't wait for the inevitable detect magic, and it's like, oh, he's under the effect of like 6 curses.
He's just a heavily cursed man.
He's under. That's why he's doing it. He's cursed to look like this and look dressed like this.
And you reach into the courtroom,
His soul yearns for freedom.
and the music changes as you are surrounded by many, many well-dressed individuals looking down upon the three of you like it is a gladiatorial pit.
Where is Sterny part of this, or has
Hi.
she somehow been excused?
Oh yeah, Sterny is also here.
Sternia is always forgotten. It's her own fault. She's just distracted, and then her presence vanishes.
They're somehow got out
Ladies
of
and
this.
gentlemen, you hear the MC speak. The defendants today are tried for murder most foul. Or are they?
No, there were no birds.
The crowd laughs. And we're going to begin a legal battle.
Yes.
I hate you.
No.
Oh no.
I hate you.
Okay.
That's not good.
So, to explain how how public court works in Ludisair, each of you are given, the party as a whole is given 3 actions in which they can attempt to appeal to the crowd or state their claim. The goal is to sway the jury. If you can successfully sway the jury against the plaintiff, you gain 1 victory point. If you can get 5 victory points within 6 rounds, or within 7 rounds, you win the case. You can do whatever you please to appeal to the crowd. There is a very key thing that you that you didn't know about Ludisair Court.
Oh.
It is basically a spectator sport here.
Oh yeah.
This ostentatious man slides in from the side of the jury to join you at the podium.
This is the best I could do, Seika.
I see you've updated your outfit since last time.
Ain't no
We're not
thing,
supposed to be in a
baby.
specific scene,
Uh,
right? Just to make sure.
No, I don't have a scene for this. So, let's get the show on the road. The party gets 3 actions. At any point, you can defer to your lawyer. Go ahead.
You said actions party?
Yes.
Got it.
For suspicion of murder of 3 individuals as of 3 days ago, what do you say?
53 individuals?
No, 3 individuals. With suspicion of 3 individuals' murder as of 3 days ago, what do you say, defendants? Says the plaintiff.
If I had intimidation, I'd intimidate right now to try and gain spectate. Ugh.
You can join the case if you so wish, but that immediately incriminates you.
Yeah, no, I'm just kind of hanging out for this one. Luckily, our face is down there. Face, go, go!
Go, face, go. Just to check, right, before I start concocting a plan most foul.
Mm-hmm.
Forgotten Lines is a rare spell, given that it's AP. Would we be able to get our hands on the scroll?
I would say here in Ludisair, you could probably get it if you knew who to talk to, and boy, did your 2 friends know who to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
It was what, me and Fumi?
Revika and Iris.
No. When we first went to the maid shop.
Right.
How did you forget about that?
Unless, Kat, you're referring to the embassy again.
Yeah, you were in the embassy for 2 days.
I mean, if you're referring to the people that would give us either information for the spell or the spell itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was also that one girl who was running the magic shop with a lot of scrolls.
Yeah, she also had that spell, if you would like to do that.
See, that's what I was thinking of.
It depends on how much money you've got on hand.
Me, not a lot.
Okay.
He is poor.
Well, how shall I phrase this? Seika, I'd say Seika has managed to acquire her wardrobe on the run up to court, and she has arrived at court in her finery.
Okay.
Well,
Fully equipped.
Alright.
well, your honourable judge, the respected citizens of Kern. Such a lovely city it is, by the way, the members of the jury.
Woo!
You see a rather well-dressed woman fan and
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
I really
and
like
flutter her
Suna.
eyelashes at you.
The question you should be asking is not why we would commit murder, rather, who would wish us harm instead? You see, on the most dreadful night, the 3 people at that cafe lost their lives. Well, it could have been 6 more on top. You see, we were attacked. We were attacked by someone who wishes not just us harm, but this nation as a whole. You see, this is all a conspiracy.
Oh,
Oh,
A conspiracy
Holy
by
shit.
the moon.
You should have it known that there are undercurrents in this city, in this nation, that risk to undermine it. Not just your way of life, but your faith. And it's truth of that
hear
that the
murmurs
people.
in the crowd.
It is the truth of that that the would-be assassin wished to silence. But rather than suppress the truth, we managed to survive. And our reward for surviving, for attempting to bring this truth to light, was to be bound in chains.
Get off of there.
Ooh, a cat.
All right.
Yeah.
You can roll if you'd like.
Okay.
Does he get a circumstance bonus for his argument? Or does he
I
make a
would say
plain
you
roll?
get a. I would say, as nobody has done anything to attempt to assist this argument, and Seika has opened with there is a massive conspiracy ongoing, I'm going to say there's no real circumstance that would benefit the claim.
Yeah.
So this is all presentation to begin with.
Makes sense.
I would also like to make a question. What is the majority ancestry present?
In this, you can see there are multiple Humes. And this is typical, most of it is Humes and Akumi.
Then I'm going to invoke this for effectively the duration.
Okay.
Diplomat's badge.
Okay. I will count that as one of your actions and your argument as your second for this round.
Mhm.
The party has one more action before rolls are done.
Umi.
like,
I think at this stage,
Hmm?
I would just let the others speak before he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, Revika's kind of stuck on, the background.
Oh, I'm going to read all up.
You
Gonna
could
whisper
just
to
that
me.
point as a dramatic.
Fumi, play up to your cute charm.
What were you saying, Cass?
okay. Let me think about how to do that.
Either Iris or Revika could join as a dramatic reveal as one of the party's actions, during which they could take a skill check to attempt to appeal to the crowd as they join. I want you to imagine this not as a proper court case and more like a legal duel in WWE.
Yeah, it's like objection.
It's
Like this is
Why?
supposed to be all kangaroo court.
it's Ace Attorney Court, where the
Yeah.
rules don't matter and you introduce evidence on the fly.
Mhm.
Which is why here's the assassin's note, proof that someone attempted to get killed will be dramatically revealed.
I've added some things to the soundboard for you guys.
Is it objection?
I didn't put objection. I should get objection, but
Oh, I see it. Yeah, crowd murmur. Yeah, we'll hold on to that when it's relevant.
Okay.
yeah, I also have.
Okay.
Anyway,
Every-
Rebecca
allow,
fishes
let's
out
not
the
use that.
note that she did not have time to get, restore words cast onto it. Passes it to Seika.
I will give Revica an action if she should wish to take it. That does not count against the party's actions this round. You could attempt to scan the crowd. I will give this to Revica and Iris as well. You could attempt to scan the crowd. You could join in at any point as your dramatic reveal. Because you are not part of this case, you have things you can do as well.
What is scanning the crowd for specifically?
You can.
I have a
see-
scan.
Yeah, you can
Like-
you could kind of vibe check the crowd or see if there's any individuals that might be worth pointing towards.
Yeah,
Identifying
is the
pertinent
robber there?
Yeah, I'm gonna scan the crowd and I actually spent enough time with Revica to know what the robber looks like. I would assume. I'm gonna look for the robber.
I'm gonna re-roll that 6.
Don't forget, there's also our good friend, what was it called, Nectis or something, who has been AWOL.
All right, Revica. Iris, you see Nectus. Revica, you are looking higher up in the crowd, very specifically around the judge. You see a human man wearing very typical guard's clothes, a brow furrowed down on you with a well-trimmed brown beard. From his position, you can tell very immediately that this man is a member of the dueling committee. You can attempt to recall knowledge on him using warfare lore or other such things.
I need to get fucking warfare lore. God.
Warfare lore is a good skill to have.
It really
Or
is.
society,
I was thinking about
or-
society, but yeah, warfare just seems so much more fucking apt.
We don't really have anyone in our party who's good at society, by the way.
Fair enough. I could
I don't
also
live in
say that legal lore or religion will work on this guy. He's wearing very clear Heskarden iconography. I will
I can
give
do
this
religion.
to... Yeah. Revica gets this check for free.
Mhm.
Alright. Revica, would you like to know the level of this man?
Yeah, sure.
17.
10.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
And
Oh,
as
So
always,
you know what
1v1.
you're up against if you invoke the right of the duelist.
Well, we shouldn't fight him.
No.
You notice that there is nobody else in the dueling committee chairs. It is just him.
Mhm.
He is the dueling committee.
This seems a
No,
bit
it's-
weighted.
Okay. The party has one more action amongst them.
I would
For this round.
spend the first one. This final action. My vote is for the final first action. Be deferring to Funny Man.
Alright.
See what he gets
The
up to.
attorney.
That's my vote.
The attorney. Makes
I'd
a.
imagine the others get a vote.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
What do you guys want?
I think
What
it's
do you guys
fine.
wanna do with it?
In the next step, Seiko will reveal the note. And speaking of the Forgotten Lines casting, did you basically say that the embassy could provide that?
The embassy could provide a scroll. That's the best they could get for you.
Right, so then it simply needs to be someone using it.
The attorney will clear his throat, raise his hands up, and say, "How's everybody doing tonight?"
Hey!
It is the middle of the day. But as he says it, you could see a flick of magic from his wrists causing the lights in the courtroom to dim into
Oh.
a spotlight.
I guess he was right. It is doing tonight.
Holy shit.
All right.
Yo, bro's rolling.
Mm-hmm. So, the highest of the party's rolls were a diplomacy check at 32 and a 35 on performance. The DC for this round is 29. So, you did not critically succeed, unfortunately. However,
sense.
you did succeed. You get 1 victory point. The plaintiff begins. We have had message from the we've had message from the cathedral saying that individuals matching these lot, although not all of them, were seen snooping around the bridge. Shortly after they arrived upon the bridge became under attack, and the greatest attack that it's seen since the moon fell. Or since the sky fell, excuse me. Nobody's really sure what exactly transpired. It is under suspect that these individuals may be in league with outside forces causing problems to our great nation. There's murmuring in the crowd.
Are we allowed to object during this?
Yes. Objecting is a reaction. It takes one of your actions for your next round.
Makes sense.
Hmm.
This is a sort of counter aid where you attempt to counteract their role.
Okay.
If you would like to do that, you can do so.
Yeah, sure.
All right. State your argument.
Yes, we were spotted at the bridge, to which we defended your great nation at considerable cost to ourselves. I believe there was I presume we got the guard, the captain of the bridge's name.
No guards fell at the bridge where we were defending. I can't speak for any other parts. From my knowledge, from my memory, this is me, the player. French fry, hi, hello. But
Hello.
in our encounter, we went so aggressively forward that no guards fell.
But yes, did we get the captain of the bridge's name? Let's just assume he has one, and isn't generic NPC number 314.
Ah, yes, that was number 314, the Ettergeist.
Yeah.
No.
No, we
Go ahead.
we helped repel the invaders of your great nation at great cost to ourselves, and ensured that none fell at the bridge that day, to which the captain can attest. Curious that our role there is being suppressed and we're being called outside dissidents. I wonder, would the court, especially one as just and fair as this, be willing to gain testimony from the captain of the bridge before the accuser starts throwing around such claims? I'm sure being subject to a truth spell or two would elucidate on the day. And circuit gestures, I'm more than willing to thrust myself into a zone of truth if it helps us get to the bottom of this. What say you, accuser?
There is a grave din. No, not din. That's not the right word. There's a grave quiet that settles on the other side. Go ahead and roll your skill check.
Okay.
If you can beat the DC, you lower the DC on the next round by 3,
Okay.
regardless of what is rolled.
I'm just going to continue rolling diplomacy here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, again, I'm rerolling.
Okay.
There we go.
Nice.
So so I will apply that circumstance penalty, and you only get 2 actions this round. However, I will roll the plaintiff's sway. They don't do very good. They do not even gain a single point of sway, thus meaning you win that round.
Victory point.
Well, yeah, that gives you your first victory point.
Da, 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 da.
So here is your DC for this round.
Oh.
The other side has 3 worse to deal with. So you have 2 actions. Try to gain as much sway as you can to get more victory points. You have the upper hand for now.
Does anyone want to weigh in, or are you fine letting me continue prattle?
If you want to continue prattle,
I
I'm
think
like,
it's appropriate for Seika to be the one handling this period. There's not much I can contribute.
I'm like trying to like think of a good way to interject when it's necessary, but I'll let you know when that happens.
I scan the crowd again. Do I notice anything else?
Go ahead and roll.
I did.
So you already saw. Yep. You already saw that Nectus is in the crowd. You also see that Veda's in the crowd. And what you do see about Veda is she is clearly having something stowed in her folded together sleeves. You're not sure what though.
She's got a bomb.
She is.
I was
She
about
is
to
sat
fucking
right next
say.
to Nectus, however.
I passed that information to Iris, but I can't realistically pass that one to the rest of the gang.
Yeah.
Iris, you have an action.
I'm gonna continue to scan the crowd, see if there's anything.
Okay.
Get a temperature reading.
Oh,
Or notice anything specific, you know.
The crowd is very clearly riled up about Seika's very bold accusation during the last 10 minutes of this court case. They are very easy to sway right now. Alright, now onto the party. You have 2 actions. At any point, you can defer to the lawyer, but otherwise, you have 2 chances to make sway.
Circa will begin orating once more.
Alright. Go ahead and roll ahead of time.
Well, I might mention something that could get me a circumstance bonus.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
Crowd, citizens of Lutetia, brave, bold, and bright members of the jury. Do you not find it strange that our accuser stands there, and before conjuring a mote of evidence to back up their claims, they begin to slander us, to slander the blood and sweat we have shed to help protect your nation? We are being made out to be great conspirators and spies at work, when we have fought outside and at your border to help keep you safe. Are these the acts of someone who would come into your city and commit murder? Seika plants a hand on Hanian. Hanian, show them the scars you gained fighting at the bridge.
Everybody just looks at his face.
I'm
pretty.
Hannah normally wears gauntlets and gloves and such. Yeah, he will sort of like, if assuming I'm in my normal full outfit, he will take off his arm guards and sort of like pull back the cape that normally covers his shoulders and such. Because I would imagine Hanian is pretty heavily scarred. Even if a lot of those scars are from getting to the campaign.
See, I thought he got hit squarely in the face by the one alloyed leader with the
but
with the hammer.
Yeah, he did.
He got crit like
they can see my
3
face.
times over.
I got pretty messed up.
They're like, oh yeah, he just pulls his hair up from the back. You see a giant, perfect like mallet cavity there.
Here's the dent.
I was thinking, it's like, oh, right. And did you just pull off the cap of your other horn?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you want me to make a check for that?
You can attempt to aid with athletics.
Sure thing.
Yeah, you can use any skill you want to attempt to persuade the crowd, is what I said.
Yeah, of course. I'm just
Right.
asking because Nick's doing something. So I wanted to ask if I should, since Seika prompted Hanian.
Yep. So, if that is attempting to aid, then that would be an action. Or you could just say that you are defending yourself with that athletics check. Because I wasn't very clear, I'll give you that.
Yeah, no. I was just to repeat myself. I was just asking if you wanted me to roll, since Nick's asked Hanian to do with it. That, for clarity, that's
your
why
choice.
I was wrong.
I mean, the DC is low, so you might as well take an action independent.
Yeah, I'll take it. Sure. I get to use one of my good skills.
Yeah. Listen, what I'm trying to say here is that if you really wanted to, you could just flex for free sway points.
Yeah, let's just fucking pull back shoulders, guys. Just hit that thing. Yeah.
The Jimmy Spoons.
Hit the Johnny Bravo.
All right. You have one more action, Seika.
Yes.
Oh, Nick's dead.
Yeah. So I am curious, and Seika leans towards the jury. You who shall be weighing upon our fate as would-be murderers. Do you know what's happening outside of your borders? Do you know
You hear a very squeaky voice. No, what's going on out there? And Rebecca looks over, and it's Veda putting on a voice.
Please tell us.
They call themselves the Iron Legion, an army of metal. that wants to grind all of you down until you're nothing but dust. Russia Lee has been laid to waste. The previously beautiful city of waters is now spires of steel and slag. The Blush Flame Dragon, its once proud guardian, is now a monster, ruled by its metallic overlords. And this too could come to pass here, if not for the brave people fighting at your borders to protect it. We came here originally to seek aid, and instead we have faced conspiracy and knives in the dark.
It was late at night,
What does-
wasn't it?
Do you think this is a good showing of your people? That people have come to your city in great need, only to be bound in chains and brought here to have words thrown at them as readily as swords and arrows?
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Hmm?
There's heavy murmuring amongst the crowd.
Hit the button!
Okay.
Oh, that was directed at air.
I haven't been pushing it, but I did just lower it so it wasn't
They're in
as
charge of
overpowering
the
to get over
fucking
people.
soundboard for the campaign.
God.
Balder, don't bite me.
He's
I'm biting
so
you, I'm biting you,
hungry.
I'm biting you.
Don't bite me, I'll bite you.
Yeah, eat his foot.
I bit you last time, I'll bite you back this time too. Come here. You're getting your ass snuggled.
Hello, Balder.
You're getting your ass snuggled now.
Okay.
Yeah, back to Nyx.
You
I've met
critically succeed again. Yep. Now, there is no conceivable way that the opposition could possibly beat you here on this round. So I'm not even going to roll.
Victory!
So you get your second victory point.
Woohoo!
I'm going to set the DC for the next one.
Oh,
Interesting. The party is eating out of your fucking hand, or the jury is eating out of your fucking hands right now.
It's just so easy.
She's nailing it.
All right, go ahead, bring it on home, Seika.
I have.
I have.
No, sorry. Seika turns to our lawyer friend.
He's
Please.
posing.
The lights, if you would.
He snaps his fingers and the lights go back on.
Jazzy Pete.
Ain't no thing, baby.
No problem, baby.
As a court should be, it should be bathed in the light where the truth is illuminated.
That's kind of pretentious, baby.
Moving beyond the problems at your borders. No, we came here accused of a foul crime, which we did not commit. And as such, our accusers have yet to conjure a lick of evidence about it, but we have evidence of our own. Pull forth the assassin's note.
Oh,
I was expecting you to just pull out like a pile of mud. Look before you, the remnants of the creature that attempted to kill us.
A snake!
Nat 20's it, and everyone just believes you were assaulted by mud.
My God.
Well,
All
I'm
right.
fairly sure Seika could pass it off as being like elemental matter suspiciously close to the elementals trying to invade your city. No. She holds the note aloft. A blank piece of paper. Or so you'd think.
All right. The lawyer will produce the scroll and begin casting Forgotten Lines.
And
Well, that's convenient.
as the letters form, Seika hands the note to whoever can then pass it on to the jury.
I love the idea
Alright.
of like an attendant walking in with like a massive magnifying glass that's on wheels. They're just rolling it in just so the crowd can see.
So what's the full
And
message, Kat?
The writing on what?
What's the full message now?
To my dearest companion, kill the Snoops. It is of the utmost importance. I do not care if you make it out alive. Signed, Lord Byron Viel.
Oh, did someone hit the murmuring button? I walked away from my computer.
Hold on one second.
It's too quiet now.
I might need to up its volume a little bit. It's hard to get at the good volume where it's not like overpowering people.
I'm back.
Yeah, it's tricky to balance
Okay.
it.
And with that, I need you to make a check. You have automatic +3 critical success aid from the lawyer.
Oogie.
He is a master in legal lore, after all,
A master.
and performance.
Same thing in this universe.
While that happens, I'm
In
going to
this
look at the
courtroom?
crowd one more
Probably.
time.
Okay, go ahead. It's a good thing you looked when you did, Revica. Rolling
Oh.
the same
Exact same
twice.
thing. God bless.
As a very tall, gaunt Hume, bald of head, thin-faced, stands up upon the reading of this note, and he slams a large staff on the ground, saying, "I will have order. This is nonsense."
He's not even like at the head of the courtroom. He's just in the stands. Not like jury. He's just,
Mm-hmm.
who the fuck are you?
Goes fucking quiet.
No, Revica still asks the
Oh.
question. Who are you?
Who the fuck are you?
Don't swear in the court, they'll kill you
It's the
dead.
Jonkler, baby.
The man looks down his nose towards your cry of "Who are you?" And that should explain it enough. These outsiders, these interlopers, have caused nothing but problems. Look at them now. They're wasting time in court while we should be defending our gates. The judge squeaks up, "High priest, please. No, I will not be silenced in my own courtroom."
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I beg you, people of Ludacer, my glorious people of Koroon, have outsiders not caused anything but grief since that damnable orb fell from the sky? Your saintess is not with you. And what has happened since then?
You were specifically helped by outsiders preventing the fall of your front gate and your bridge.
Curious how you arrive at the gate and it goes under attack.
It's almost as if we were escaping from a destroyed town, seeking aid from a powerful nation neighboring our own. Would you not think
Funny.
that there were people attacking us?
Funny, then why is it the only thing that we've heard from you ever since you arrived in our town? You investigating my doings?
I'm tempted to speak on that one, but I'm going to leave that up to the party.
Hanny
Otherwise,
will
I'm going
lean
to
over
fuck
to
it.
Fumi, like fucking like he makes a good point.
Fumi kind of leans in and is like, "What are the? Isn't it curious that the moment we go on to legal trial, this guy shows up?"
That's also true.
Like, this is literally his courtroom. So
I know. That's what she.
Isn't it weird this guy's in his own living room?
Isn't
Watching
it
us as
weird-
we
isn't
come
it-
in here?
Isn't it weird that foreigners are going over a bridge because they need the travel? Is it strange that a car's on a highway?
What's a horse?
What's a
I didn't
horse?
say a horse. I said a car.
What does that car run on?
I know.
Horsepower?
In a Lily car.
Yeah, the Lily car.
No one will ever understand the Lily car, not even Air or Nyx. It's only the
Anyway.
four of us.
Yeah, actually, Fumi is gonna speak up.
Okay.
She's gonna be like, I do not think it's that strange that that there were travelers on a travelway.
travel way.
Travel way.
I believe they
It's a
call that
bridge
a
that
path.
goes into the city. There would be travelers coming and going. I don't think that's that weird.
Fact of the matter is, you've been investigating me for some reason ever since you arrived in town.
Well, Father
Why is
Urta,
that?
Because you stank as hell.
No, don't say that.
It's actually been a bit. Why are we investigating him? Because the guy
Because-
asked us to.
because
remind
we were in a
people,
situation. So, when we entered the nation and arrived at the first town, and we were planning our way of getting into the capital city, presuming paperwork and border checks and all the other stuff going on, especially in wartime, we were offered help by Nectis, who frankly hasn't been much help yet. So I'm curious what he's going to do here in the trial. That if we were to help him, he would help us effectively grease the wheels of getting in contact with the right people, because otherwise it is paperwork. And we were pressed for time, so given the circumstances, we took him up on the offer. And what Nectis wanted was us to find out what was going on with his old childhood friend, the songstress, who is being manipulated ? By Father Urta, especially in the absence of the Saintess, who is out on pilgrimage currently. But yes, well, Father Urta, I would not find it strange. I'm sure you wouldn't, in the position you stand in the church. If you were to seek aid in the means of a diplomat, you too would look into who you are asking aid from, given that you seem to command the church's forces as present in the absence of the Saintess. And so curious as well how vast your reach has grown in her absence.
You're muttering
And given
from the
that-
crowd.
And given that your closest neighbour has not just fallen under attack but been completely overrun, that rather than jump to aid them, as the teachings of your church would ask of you, you solidify your power here.
Would a man not
Who
want
ca-
to protect his own front lawn?
A man who does not protect his neighbours receives no protection from them. What will you do when all the nations fall around you? Will you sit comfortable in your ivory castle as the monsters of metal seek to tear it down?
Can Revika interject real quick?
Yeah, go on.
Go ahead.
Father, have you ever heard of the saying, tolls in a bucket? If all of the nations
No.
around you crumple, would we not just be tolls in the bucket clawing each other down and then ending up to the downfall of your own nation?
I've heard of crabs in a bucket. It seems that you might have been drinking too much toll slime.
No, that's what I remember hearing. It's always been tolls in a bucket. Because they're so slippery, they slip off of each other.
This is not a saying in Anon at all.
What,
It is
what-
100% a saying. I'm making it a saying. You can fight.
what will happen when there's a spiritual an elemental spiritual imbalance here, and your predominantly water society, she like motions round, suddenly turns to rust and sludge as toxins leak in and the imbalance grows.
Church
It will no
and I-
longer be it will no longer be the city of water.
The members of the Dawn's Guard and myself have been working on. And you see he's trying to regather the crowd as he is very quickly losing them. The members of the Dawn Guard and myself have been working on finding a solution.
A solution to a
We
problem
have
you
a
don't
very
even
strong
understand.
lead.
You have no lead. No one in this town understands what an alloy is.
Now, to be fair, you don't understand what an alloy is either.
We have a better
Yeah,
understanding than them.
We understand the alloyd more than they do. We know how to manipulate their elemental bullshit.
Yes.
We know what the threat is and what they pose. We don't know how to fight them effectively beyond turning them into whatever element we hit them with and then killing them. They don't even know alloy actually fucking exists. They don't understand what the what the goop that we have that can be turned into weapons can be.
Hmm.
Yes.
Well,
A
if
quick-
you are such experts... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Let him spiel.
If you are such experts, then I implore you. I will drop the charges as of currently, and I can invite you to my personal office. As for Master Viol, I will have him arrested.
I'm gonna
That was
sense
the name on
motive.
that was the name on the note, wasn't it? Who commanded the assassin?
Yes, and it was read aloud.
Sense motive.
Okay.
Is he lying?
He seems rather genuine. His face is very furrowed, though. He is very clearly a little upset.
Yeah, it's being humbled in front of the masses.
In front of the entire city?
Not the entire city. It's like 200 people.
In front of his mom.
Is his mom here?
Yeah, and an open-seated coffin right next to him.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, it's just like an apocalypse hotel.
Watch it now. It's the best anime of the season. No. Father
It is.
Oto is very clearly pushing like 65-ish. He is an elderly man. Anyway. He nods to the judge, and the judge slams his gavel. By commandment of the church, says the judge, the case amongst this party is dismissed.
Woohoo!
However, as per law, the defending party will be under watch for the next week. Additionally,
I was going to say, well, nothing changes there.
I want to make a joke that Iris has like a massive ankle bracelet around her tail.
additionally, as reparations for legal fees and other such things, especially your time in your cell and the horrors you had witnessed while you were attempted to be assassinated, you will be handed reparation. Father Oto motions to the member of the dueling committee, who gets up from his chair that is higher up than the judges, and he steps down and walks to you in the center of the, basically the well-tiled gladiatorial pit.
By the way, is the guy who ordered this, is he being arrested in here? Is he one of the 200?
No. Father Viel, Father Viel is not part of this jury. Or not Father Viel, Lord Viel. Otherwise, he'd probably be getting dragged down as you're talking.
No, it wasn't me. It was the one-armed man.
You are handed a small pouch full of platinum pieces, Sega.
I'm not gonna lie, I expected silver. It would have been a
You
funny
would expect
footnote.
silver, but no, it is 30 platinum pieces.
Wow.
Put that into, just add that to the party inventory.
Yep, I'll do that now. I will do that.
We have the money.
Nice.
Buy items to make your Hanyan stronger.
This is true. You need to make sure your Hanyan is well fed at all
Watch out
times.
Please don't eat the platinum.
But watch out for Ionic Spark.
What?
I'm making a fucking 14-year-old donkey reference.
God.
Oh,
It's for
okay.
myself. Don't worry.
I don't
Let's
want
hope I
Donkey.
forgot-
And there goes
I'd-
our
I'd-
entire viewer base.
What?
I'd hoped to have forgotten Donkey existed.
Same, but I still remember the old good League of Legends videos.
Right.
But yes, we successfully defeated Katz's legal puzzle.
Yeah, you have completed my court puzzle.
Don't worry. We'll be back here in like a few levels time.
Another day passes. And you are let free. It is now day 10 since you have begun your investigation. You have no real place of staying.
Yeah.
However, you are invited to go to the embassy, and you get your paperwork to head into the central city. Unfortunately, I do not have an art update
That's
for
fine.
the city.
Well, it was bound to come to this eventually.
Yeah,
You
I
have
thought it would have been funny.
An
if
invite to speak with Father Oto.
Oh boy.
I feel it was more of a demand, but yeah.
You
Yeah.
have a firm request.
I think we should
have-
humor Father Oto.
You have an aggressive invitation.
Mm-hmm. So it's better. We have very thoroughly rustled the beast's den. If we don't play nice with him, then, well, I suspect it's not going to be enough of an assassination, but I imagine worse things could befall us. And at a point, and every politician has their breaking point where they no longer care about their public image.
I was looking for artistic representation of Father Oto. I could not find much.
Could you describe him one more time?
Honestly, I expected you guys. He is a gaunt, tall, elderly human, wearing priestly robes. He has a very thin face. He is bald head.
He's basically the you summon the mental image of like every evil church dude in every anime you've watched.
He looks like Thoradin from Final Fantasy XIV.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, I
But-
can't think of anything fast for that.
You have been invited into the central city. You have free reign of the place. Or free run of the place, rather.
Oh my god, free
The
reign?
central city. Yeah. From the sky, even.
Oh my god.
Canyon would just drink from the sky.
Hanny just stands with his mouth open in the rain.
Yeah, he's a turkey.
He is, in fact, a turkey. He
It's
drowns.
true.
Hannian drowns. Reroll your character.
Yeah. Good thing I have a backup character.
Who drew a gondola?
It was me.
I don't know. It's probably Tank.
We're talking about gondolas. I drew a gondola. There was a gondola mentioned.
Yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, last session.
Hmm.
Yeah, 5 years
Don't
ago.
make fun of me. Anyway,
It's
you
been
can-
80 years.
I start crying. I start weeping. It's not even my fault.
Good.
I was like, it's Nyx's fault.
Yeah, it's true. I was sick. I was a wretched beast.
You can travel into the inner city. The thing about the inner city, the moment you pass through that gate, things become far more opulent. What was townhomes not quite unlike that which you remember from Rashali is now marbled buildings with with gilding along them. Exquisite, well-washed porcelain tiles for all the roofs. Very typically stained glass windows that you eventually see is actually sort of a secondary window that can be folded back into the building to allow more natural light to go through.
This looks very expensive.
It is very expensive.
Hmm.
And yet it is not the most expensive region of the city.
Oh,
As you look above over the courthouse here, and the looming cathedral still stands tall on its crystal spires.
The upper district.
The
cathedral
secondary
of-
district.
The Cathedral of Hescarda is a singular building, almost half the size of the inner city itself. Connected via a singular raised platform for gondola trips, with water that constantly flows off the sides like a curtain. This
Fancy.
gold and marble building stares down at you almost like in a tired idol, watching its charge.
The ominous hyperchurch.
Where's Crystal Jesus?
Not in this campaign.
Nice.
Rockin' Jesus.
Roxas.
Roxas.
Well,
So, what do you do?
shall we pay Father Ota a visit?
regrettably, sure.
You go towards a location given to you by invite. A large building overlooking the walled bay over here. Over here, so the camera can get it. It is a singular tower that overlooks not quite a lighthouse, but it is certainly a watchtower. A proper building made for viewing out into the waterways. When you approach, you are asked for your invitation, and when you give it, the guards let you in. And you are led onto a lift that raises up and up and up. Easy 100 feet into the air, 200 feet before you are overlooking a tall meeting room.
Love me a good water lock.
A round, well, first an antechamber that enters into a large round office building, for lack of a better term, with the same stained glass
The
windows.
reception, I think, is what you're looking for.
Sure. The same stained glass windows that can fold out like curtains. A pleasure to meet you, he says, and you see an interesting face in this office alongside Father Otel.
Yes.
Veda
Yes,
is
Veda.
also here.
Much taller, longer than Iris,
Oh.
Ooh.
with golden scales and curled horns.
Big snake.
Oh, she's cute.
Cute.
Hell yeah, good art.
Excellent.
Hell yeah.
She
She's
is
got-
I get
sitting
that
with her
next.
hands folded
She's
on
got
her
a
hips.
cheese on her.
It's an ocarina.
Oh, I'm stupid.
Confirmed.
I thought it was
Amy
cheese
thinks-
If
too.
Noah was given an ocarina, he would eat it.
Yeah.
It's true.
Fumi
Little
thinks
bite
they
of
think
that
it's
thing.
cheese.
I love
Pleasure of
eating.
you to join us today, says Father Oak. Now, you say you are foreign diplomats from Rasha Lee. Explain yourselves. I have
We are
little
diplomats of
patience.
Rasha.
Yes, but the city was destroyed. Where are you from, for truth?
I am a citizen of Rasha. I am
You
one of the
come from the
remnants
rubble?
of the citizens of that town.
Well,
Did
you just
I'm.
decide?
I traveled there for the festival.
We were
Sorry.
operating from the House of Teas.
Thank you. Somebody speak sense.
We represent the remnants of the Russia League government, which is currently ensorcelled within the House of Teas, as are most of the survivors of the initial attack.
He sits at his desk and tends his fingers.
We came originally bearing a missive from, well, I guess the now Duchess of Russia Lee, the daughter. What was the title of the original Duchess? Was it the Iron Lady or something?
Yes, the Iron Lady.
Yes, the unfortunate daughter of the recently departed Iron Lady, who died rather valiantly giving a speech when the attack began.
She was always the talking sort, never the acting sort.
Hmm.
He clears his throat.
She really
Aside
didn't get
from-
the chance to get the act. A big orb came
was
down
no
and cut her
warrior.
in half.
Yes, well, we are, and for the past, how has it been 2 months since the attack, roughly?
Been a hot fucking minute. I think
It's
it's
been-
been like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for the past several months, me and my compatriots here in Circa Gestures Round have been fighting and fighting and fighting in and out and around Russia Lee and on behalf of the House of Teas, so as to ascertain the exact nature of the threat. We not only came as representatives of Russia Lee's government seeking aid from its neighbour, we also come here on behalf of the headmaster of the House of Teas at his personal request.
Headmaster of the House of Teas. I've never heard of them. All I know is that the house acts independently from more favorable houses for Ludisair.
as well. You'll say the headmaster has bade us search for certain objects of importance which might be able to repel the elemental invasion, as it were. I'm sure you've...
The Hesumfida seems to... the tip of her tail twitches.
The Twitch.
I'm sure amongst your congregation and the population of the city may have noticed things going off with people of particular elemental alignments, such as the Druva and the more sensitive species.
Go on.
Yes. Well, when whatever we don't know the exact nature of the sphere of metal, as it were, that punched through the moon. But we do know the creatures it has created upon its arrival. I'm sure should have received a report that we left in at the Bridgegate house originally when we defended it. You can thank us for that, by the way.
You remain silent. I do not
Yes,
take
sir,
commands.
But you do throw them round so readily.
He continues to remain silent.
Needless to say, we have a plethora of experience about the creatures, and we have a lead on how to deal with them, which is where we were going originally, and, well, let's just say we were only meant to make a pit stop here to request aid. But I get the feeling, given your political maneuvering, that will be a hard ask.
He looks at you. Down his nose. He has not kept his eyes level with yours even once since you've met this man. And he untenses his hands and puts them on his desk, each finger creaking ever so slightly in the silence of the room. I wish what is best for my people. This is a great nation.
And I hope it remains such.
And as it currently stands, we see no interaction from that black iron sphere. There have been attempts to invade, but as you can see, the clear waters remain pure.
Let me ask you, when was the last time your great nation went to war? When did an organized army with generals and battalions wage war against your walls?
I was but a child.
You know the creatures fighting at your border, they could speak. They could think. They are not mere monsters scrabbling at the gates that a man with a torch can simply wave away. No, they will organize and grow as they corrupt all the lands around them. Every day that passes, more things fall under their sway. What I said in the court about the guardian dragon of Rochalie being corrupted into a being of metal, that was no lie. As I'm sure you've already received reports from your men. And what happens if what happens if the mass of metal subsumes all around it? For every man you lose, his corpse risen under their command. Every animal left in the land becomes like them. Every day the army outside your border grows. Can you still say in 10 days, in 100 days, in years, that your walls will still stand?
Iris, there's magic in this room now.
Oh.
I attempt to pinpoint it.
Can't.
Can I do a perception?
I'm gonna look around too.
Right. Go ahead and give me a perception, Rebecca. You're unsure.
How
I will
uneasy do
offer
I
you a
feel?
bargain. We have my associate, and he looks over to the Hessenfida, and I have been seeking a specific artifact to help defend our walls, so that my people need not worry.
Oh, before you continue, I want to use a hero point. Is that all right?
I don't really allow hero points on hidden checks.
Okay.
Zendragoon, at later levels you can pinpoint it. It's just that Iris is not high enough level for Detect Magic to do that. Also, Iris didn't have Detect Magic prepared in the slightest, so never mind all of that.
Iris does have Detect Magic prepared. It's a Nagashi spell.
Oh, so you do. Okay. Yeah.
Seika also has detect magic, but she doesn't need that to know that. The Hessen feature is effectively double checking if what she's saying is true. And so she shall look the songstress in the eye and say, I've heard a lot about you.
So you have.
You very quickly realize why Iris and Rebecca were looking around, as you feel a charm effect dissipate against your own mental fortitude. You're not sure which it was.
Yeah.
But she's aware there was an attempt to charm her.
Yes. Or enchant, not charm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we
enchantment
know
doesn't exist anymore. Anyway.
We know the songstress has mind manipulation abilities. It's the whole thing with Hessen Vita in general.
You have, she says, first time speaking up. Her voice is very melodious. A very practiced speaker, and you can tell that she is a singer just by the way she speaks.
Yes, yes, we happen to bump into an old friend of yours who is just wondering if you're okay.
Her eyes go wide. What? You see Father Odo's brow furrow very hard upon
And then
that.
Seika turns her attention back to him. If retrieving this artifact, whatever it is, will win the aid of your nation for your neighbours, then so be it. We've already run enough errands for various people at this point, what's another? But this is a transaction. And if we're being truthful, if we retrieve this artifact and you do not live up to your end of the bargain, you will not like the consequences.
Yes. We will assist you in finding what you need, if you assist us in finding what we need.
Ah. Now,
Additionally,
let me be clear about the transaction. the artifact that you want, Circa gestures to the songstress. We will retrieve it in exchange for her.
I see no problem with this. She looks a little surprised. However, you need her to retrieve it. She will be staying in my care while you prepare yourselves. Return here in a week's time. He shoos you out the door.
Yeah, the moment we're out of earshot of him, it's. Ugh, I hate career politicians.
Oh, one last thing.
You look behind you and he's standing right there, like.
Yeah, he is in fact standing behind you. One last thing. Let it be known that if I were to catch wind that any citizen of Karun or Ludacer hears about our agreement,
Why would the? I would assume the citizens would be overjoyed to hear that their high priest has such concern for them.
people of Karun wish for security, not outsiders saving the day.
And let it be known, we won't make any wild and grand claims of heroism, and it can be the, oh, what do you call your knights again? I'm sure they
Dawn's
can.
Guard.
I'm sure the Dawn's Guard can claim the glory when dazed in.
Allow me to explain myself then. Should my men catch any wind of you speaking of this arrangement, and he looks you square in the face, it will not just be some public trial that you will be facing. You will be imprisoned in our fortress. And he gives you a slight wry smile. If anybody here would like to attempt society, or Karun lore, or Ludacer lore, now is a perfectly good time.
Would religion work?
No, not in this instance. It is very much a country thing, not a religion thing.
I wish I had
more society.
lore.
Listen, you're in a big city. You're dealing with humanoids. There's going to be a lot of society rules.
The city.
Would anybody like to roll society?
I'll give you a dog shit society, no problem.
Sure.
Okay.
Woo!
Circa's never.
You
heard
get a
of that,
plus
but-
8 and you still do worse than me.
Give me a sec. Let me roll my +0. I want to see if I can get higher than them.
Yeah, hey, how you doing for society? You might know this one.
You want my mind? Yeah, sure. Here's my -1. I'll give you my best -1.
I hope it's a nat 20.
It would be very.
Go.
No, it's a 5.
Iris, you know of the Vault of Open Waters. The Vault of Open Waters is a ultra-max security prison that is at the bottom of the estuary that the city is built on. People are transported there for the gravest of crimes and are never let out.
Oh.
There is no known escapees because they would need to swim about 4 miles up.
I say, well, Circa gives him. a
Until
dangerous
now,
smile.
I say.
Circa,
Oh, sorry.
Circa gives him a dangerous smile and simply says, you would do that and you would start another war while you're already in one. I suggest you think very carefully.
And he presses the button to bring the elevator down, leaving you on your way down without him or the Hessamfita. So, you are left 1 week. By all accounts, you have uncovered the entirety of the mystery that you were investigating.
Mysterious.
Or at least as much as you really need to know to bring to Nectus.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Do we know where to find Nectus?
He was
can't wait.
at.
Yeah, I can't wait to go to Hyper Jail and Fumi will become the first survivor by twisting her horn and inflating her hair like a balloon.
What the fuck?
Every day we learn something new about Fumi.
Fumi can do a
Regrettably.
handstand if she wants to. In fact, she's doing one right now.
Oh my
Do you think
god.
do you think we could wield Fumi like a squeaky toy hammer?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's like the right
course.
shape for it.
I hear a coconut gun that fires in spurts.
if it hits you,
It's
Gonna
gonna
hurt.
Gonna hurt.
it's painful.
Shut. Fuck you.
hurt.
Fuck you.
We should give Revoka the coconut gun.
Yes, I agree.
Fumi is this enigma. Like, I imagine Hannian walking up to her and thinking for a moment before grabbing her by the hair and then pulling the hair off like it's a fluff ball, and it was never attached to her.
Oh my
it was
god.
just that weird hat.
Fumi is bald.
Fumi would be bald, let's be honest.
That's a scary reality.
As this has said before, Fumi is basically a cartoon character in a very serious campaign.
Fumi has the same energy as like a rock you skip across the water.
We were meant to be a party of 4, and we just kind of like woke up one day and Fumi was there, and I guess we have Fumi now.
Oh, hello.
I like how that was just what a lily was, too.
Yeah, it's true.
You woke up one day and Fumi was just in the sock drawer.
Why was she in the
No.
sock drawer?
No, that's Revoka.
That's where I sleep.
You
There are-
sleep
there are
in
multiple
the sock.
socks.
Anyway,
Well, I guess we'd go find Nectus,
alright.
because Circa is severely wanting to put off having to go to the embassy.
Okay. You eventually do find Nectus. Sorry I couldn't help you in the court. We were waiting for something to turn south. He gestures over to Veda.
Veda,
Hand
what
you
you
a
holding?
remarkably expensive looking smoke bomb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured that was exactly what she had.
I was more concerned it was a pipe bomb.
Wow. Pipe bomb.
Well,
So cool.
Lemon!
No.
Yeah, eat this
Um,
lemon.
Wow.
No. So what'd you learn? Nectus says as he begins to
Yeah.
light up a smoke.
your friend appears to be in good health.
That's good.
As for her presence, it seems Father Urta has need of her abilities. Or more specifically, well, Circa looks around. To settle this whole affair, we are doing a favour for him. In exchange, your friend will be able to go free from whatever service she has with him.
An interesting agreement. I appreciate your sincerity and willingness to help. I apologize I couldn't have helped farther. If it means anything, I'll come along with you to whatever Father Oto's got in mind, in more plain sight, considering I'm known again. Kind of grimaces. It's very hard to watch a Khmer man with such a long snout grimace.
Very scrunkled.
Just like bear's teeth.
Yeah.
Scary.
Well,
I understand that you had to be a bit reserved in the courthouse, but I still appreciate any help.
yes. The sentiment, as always, is appreciated. That said, we have a week to prepare before Father Ursa demands our services.
Very well. So, you guys have a week of downtime.
Yay!
The inner city is the proper level 8 settlement. So, do as you must. Remember that shopping takes 1 day. Uncommon items take an additional day. You can retrain as you see fit. Due to the level of facilities available to you, if you need to retrain an archetype, you can do so in 1 week. Remove the entire archetype, scrub it out, replace it with another one.
Yes, I have been contemplating, because this is like the social arc of the campaign, as it were. Or at least the more
Unfortunately,
social
you
for
guys have now blown past the social arc due to
Right.
causing an uproar in the court.
Yippee!
Um,
We're good.
What I was going to say, I have been contemplating swapping Sorcerer for Dandy so I can gain more social skills.
Oh, dandy.
Fair enough.
But no, I was going to be sticking with Sorcerer regardless of the outcome, just because ultimately, like, we can deal with skill rolls being what they are. Combat in this campaign is going to be hard and deadly, so I would like to keep my combat options more open. I will start getting Dandy at level 8, I believe, anyway.
Okay. Now, once you guys have determined your downtime, I do have to admit, I expected you guys to take a little more time with the social arc. However, you did manage to land the exact triggers it took to piss off Father Odo in the middle of the court case.
But in a good way, so that we don't immediately get sent to the dungeon.
Could we have done that
Correct.
without pissing him off?
If you guys were to go on a mad killing spree, you would have been sent to the fortress, yes.
There is also the scenario of we just straight up. So here was my logic, right? If we were to just try and defend ourselves against murder charges, there would have been fabricated evidence. This is where my brain went. Like, we are being very, very much framed and strung up. But then the moment, like, the plaintiff, or in court, who is the person who is, like, accusing the defendant?
That would be the plaintiff, if I remember correctly. If I used the wrong term, I do apologize.
The prosecutor?
The prosecutor.
Prosecutor.
There we go.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
better.
The moment the prosecutor was like, "Oh, we're calling into question the character of the people rather than getting to, like, the murder," it's like, "Oh, this is how it's gonna go." Like, the actual murder is irrelevant. The murder charges were just to get us into the courtroom, and then it's gonna just be character smearing. So
I
like,
expected one of you guys to actually call upon the right of the duelist, or to spend more time investigating, but you did manage to blow past the investigation phase of this chapter.
No,
To be
I
fair-
think they did a very good job.
After learning that he was level 10, I don't think anybody wanted to touch that.
Yeah, because
It would have been 5-on-1. What's the problem? Smile.
so here's the thing, is when you described the rival duelist before, it sounded like a one-on-one, and the moment he's like level 10, it's like, that's a fight you're not gonna win.
No, it would have been the entire defendant party versus the representative of the dueling committee.
Okay,
You still would have kicked your asses, but
Now, see, that's an
Right.
extreme encounter, is it not?
yes.
Mhm. But yeah,
So-
knowing that sounds, I mean, it's still an extreme encounter, but that sounds more reasonable than what I thought was like, oh, you're just not meant to. The duel
Yeah, I
is like
did-
the last option you take.
I did reiterate, yeah, you guys, the entire party can invoke the right of the duelist, and the entire party would go up against the dueling
Right.
committee.
That does make more sense.
Right. That said, though, I had fun with the court case. I
Oh,
got to
yeah.
prattle.
I think you did very good, all of you.
I think it's funny Nyx, being the EP bitch that he is because of circumstances, had to do all of the talking this session.
I know, it's
Listen, he
lovely,
didn't
isn't
need to
it?
do a whole lot of tactical thinking. It was mostly just him remembering campaign notes.
Mhm.
Here's the
I
great
will have
thing.
to go.
If your characters are in the right, Your players just need to remember why they're in the right.
Mm-hmm. So,
What we're doing in our week.
I'm gonna
Now.
continue my retraining.
yep, let's
'Cause
do that
Cats-
week of
Cats is
downtime.
never gonna stop giving me two-handed weapons.
Was it?
Are you taking my cool
Yeah,
cool
I'm
life hack I
grabbing
pointed
from
out?
the Half stands just so Cats to allow
The legit
Cats
two weapon fight with like
Oh,
Boy, am
certain
I gonna send you to
two
hell
handles.
this next in the second phase of this chapter.
The only sad part is
Um,
I'm still only a sword master.
So,
Oh yes.
I will tell you
Go on.
guys now. You are being told to take a week to prepare because you're going into the action phase of this chapter next.
Oh
Mhm.
boy.
Yeah. I figured as much.
So, Hannian is handling his retraining. Fumi, what are you doing for a week?
It's a great question. Fumi doesn't need to terribly do that much.
She could learn a spell.
It's true.
But can she? She's a spontaneous caster.
That
Yeah,
allows
Cats
you
does the
to
same rules.
swap your spells out with uncommons and shit like that.
Sure, but I'll have to get back to you on which one.
Okay.
I can make a check though, probably.
Yeah, I believe the rules on spontaneous when I looked at it was you can spend downtime to swap your existing spells.
With
If you
other
can
spells you know.
And I mean, if you have scrolls of like uncommon spells and stuff, then you can use those as resource for access. Do spontaneous casters get that whole? I can't actually remember who gets the whole thing where like if you have a scroll, you can use the scroll instead of like paying costs
Which?
to retreat. Which gets it?
Yeah, which eats the
Yeah,
scrolls.
which can their familiar can use Ward the scroll and it automatically instantly learns it.
Don't say that.
I'm gonna say
I believe
that.
scrolls in general still cut down the cost versus having to learn it raw.
No,
like,
I mean,
from
the
a teacher.
scroll is what you are learning it from. You need the scroll.
So, realistically, you just need a written version of the spell to learn the spell.
And if it's
Scroll
like
is the easiest way to hand out a written version of a spell. You could
Gotcha.
You could learn a spell off the spell book, another spellcaster, etc.
A library.
A library.
A dead man.
Other stuff as well is we have a bunch of unusual liquids, which I presume are poisons in the party inventory.
Oh yeah,
which
we never
could-
did identify those, huh?
Yeah. Although we never got a chance to like have the time to do that because well we got sent to jail.
Rebecca, could I have my swords back?
Yeah, they're in my bag. Go ahead. I
Also,
gotta
I'm
give
putting
them
the
to you,
selling
don't I?
chest down because you do have some fancy stuff, and you actually have access to shops that can get rid of them.
Ah yes, we have the serpent dagger.
Nobody wants the serpent dagger, then it can be sold.
The serpent staff.
I think we're good on serpentine daggers.
Thank you.
I will remind you, by the way, if you wield the serpent's dagger, it uses your class DC instead of your normal DC. Yeah, it uses your class DC instead of its normal DC for its second.
See, that would be useful for me, but I'm also not likely to critically succeed with the attack. So, I mean, yeah, there is the with the poison. Does the poison have fixed DC or class DC?
The dagger venom is your class DC plus 2.
Yeah, I mean, I guess rather than sell it, if we need gold, we can sell it. But I might hold on to it because I can just stab someone for the once better. Because at least I've got my kineticist DC. Yeah, hold on to it. We've got a funny repeating hand crossbow, which it's an advanced weapon. Actually, I didn't realize it was an advanced one.
I will put a identify check into the chat for the first of the unusual liquids.
Does Fry, does Revika have advanced weapon access as a gunslinger?
She's got the same as fighter.
So it's martial
where it's
proficiency.
one
you
step
have to-
down.
Okay. I'm just wondering who can actually use the repeating hand crossbow. I mean, it's only 10 gold, so Seems like a useful weapon.
God, I love looking at the party inventory and seeing Hanian having like double the actual value of everybody else on hand.
He's just got so many swords. Sorry, I just had to step away.
I have so many swords.
But did we get paid our reparations yet? Because
Yes, it's-
Yeah, I
in
already
the
put in the party
party.
inventory.
can we split that up between us?
Let's see if there's any selling to do, and then we can worry about that.
Yeah, I think the hand repeater was meant for Hanian as like an alternative ranged weapon.
Wasn't the hand repeater Iris's?
That was yours because it was
No, the hand
one-handed.
repeater was. The hand
Use
repeater was on the assassin. It was just what they were carrying.
There you go.
Yeah, I use an air repeater.
That's what it was. Oh no, yeah. There wasn't like a repeating hand crossbows we were talking about. Yeah, I'm able to use that.
Yes.
Hanian should probably grab this.
Cold iron. I mean, it's a cold iron weapon. Can't hurt.
We need to give him more sword.
Yeah, literally just give him more swords.
We need to give Hanian more liquid value. Wait, you just sold that in rank 4 Mystic Armor?
It's not. Look, Mystic Armor is not useful.
I mean, it's ranked for Mystic Armor. I'm pretty sure we literally have the effects of that from ARP
Yeah,
in like a level.
it's
The argument can be
not
made.
wor-
It is only 35 gold. There's not a lot. Like the argument made is the next time we know we're going into like a dungeon, you cast that. You used to be tougher for that level, for that fight. But it's just Mystic Armor.
Yeah. Like, I keep looking at my scroll of Whispers of the Void that I've just been holding on to this entire time as well. I'm like, I'm not
Whisper-
using you.
It's a good spell, sir.
I know it's a good spell.
It's a really good spell.
No, I know it's a.
It's
I
a
know
good
it's
spell, sir.
You-
It's a
you-
damage
next
over
time you
time
see a
spell.
group of tolls, you cast it and turn them into milk.
What?
Why milk?
Oh, milk.
Because they
Why-
melt
why
into
milk?
a white liquid and die.
What were our tolls up to, by the way?
Making money.
The tolls, they were in prison.
God,
They put the
What do you
tolls in
mean?
jail!
They put the tolls in jail.
No.
They
You
put them in
can't.
the same dog carrier as Fumi for those 3 days.
That's fucked
Yes.
up.
Fumi is
fucking
soaked
moist.
to the bone.
That's
No.
so fucked up.
Ugh, fantastic.
Did we have any ammo for the
What?
crossbow?
Real answer, you received 20 gold pieces from the tolls.
Do we have any... Did that person have any ammo?
I think they had bolts.
I figured they just use
Because
basic.
hand
Yeah, there's like 30.
crossbows aren't they? Oh, and I'm just thinking of repeating hand crossbows. Yeah, it's a repeating hand crossbow. They'd have a magazine.
Oh, well, then you have a couple magazines that I forgot to put on the assassin. Whoops. Tee.
I should actually
Right,
wear my scroll of Divine Wrath on my
who-
my thing.
People who actually have crafting need to make the unusual liquid checks, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can do that. I got distracted by a very cursed tweet.
I believe you.
Here's your skill check for the first unusual liquid. Success. It is Dark Vision Elixir.
Wow. I think that's
After
only
taking
useful
10 minutes with
on
the
Hanian?
With the other 2 unusual liquids that are common, you can instantly identify them because you know what they are.
Morse,
Giant
Giant
Centipede
Venom.
Venom.
So much venom.
Just gonna combine this. up.
Giant centipedes venom.
This one is magical.
And we've got 13 Giant Centipede Venom now.
That's pretty handy. I already have all that applied, like all those poisons applied to the shurikens. But
invisible potion.
make those bullets poisonous.
This one requires crafting. Webica.
Whoa.
Am I really the only person with crafting?
I think so.
Yes.
Seems
Expect
like
me to have it?
Yes,
It's Pathfinder 2. Do you expect anybody to have crafting ever?
it's
That's
true.
that's a fair.
So
Honestly, that's a
true.
fair-
I
Hey,
mean,
we all talked about it. Alchemical crafting's kind of busted.
And here we go again. did I just
Can't be.
find?
To be
on
There you
fair,
go.
the
You get a
cla-
lethargy poison.
the classes I see who are crafting the most are actually fighters.
Yeah, unironically, because if they're playing a shield fighter, they want crafting to repair.
Vega. Vega has crafting.
Yeah, Vega's like, test the poison, like, yeah, this is poison, just drops over. I guess Hanyan grabs that lesser dark vision elixir because, well, it's the only person who
Yeah, I ain't
has
got
regular.
dark vision.
You don't even have low light vision.
Nope, I'm a person.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he's just a human.
You take that, Anna. You take that poison, Rebecca. Take that
In
van.
fact, Fumi should not have dark vision. Well, she's got low light.
Yeah, I got low light. What are you talking about?
There we go.
If you gave me
Dark
vision.
If you gave me dark
combined
vision
all.
at some point, it's probably because I needed to see something and my screen
That
was
makes
just black.
sense.
Anyway,
I have combined
there's-
all giant centipede venoms into one stack.
hooray. Now remember that poisons are not wielded or attuned, so take that as you will.
Guys, I have so much bulk. I have a
So
I have an encumbers level of
here
12.
is a minor rules question, I guess, about this campaign.
Mhm.
Are we doing anything about Poison's atrocious DCs? Or just running them raw?
So, because you've got multiple ranged characters, I'm a little less concerned about Poison's atrocious DCs because you can have all your poisons applied before combat.
Okay.
That's what I've got with the 10 extra poisons I had. I just made 10 poison bullets, like marked them as such, and kept an empty slot of the poison to just click for the damage.
Right. That is entirely fine. Because I know people
Because
like
Revica could very easily, in a longer fight, just go through giant centipede venoms and probably nail somebody with them.
Like, I'm probably going to take one of these lethargy potions, learn the recipe for it, and then just use it as, like, an application of, like, 4 of my bullets a day. Just to have something to, like, apply slow.
So, Seika, you're not doing any retraining or anything over that this week?
No. I'm not going to retrain.
Alright.
Actually, sorry, correction. What was I going to... I think there was a skill feat I was going to look at retraining. I think I was going to get out of having Bargain Hunter, actually, to being something more useful.
Okay.
The funny thing about Bargain Hunter is the best thing you can do with it is start with it. To start with more money.
Yeah.
Revica, are you retraining anything?
No, because you kept
Now's
saying
the
that I
time.
should keep Underwater Marauder. I'd probably
Your
just do a lot of
choice.
shopping.
Okay.
Imagine needing that.
Iris, are you
Speed
retraining
gang.
anything?
I don't think I need to right now. Did we talk about me needing to retrain something?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Just asking.
There's an in-cap
Alright.
spell that I want to retrain, but we'll get to that because I didn't have an alternative picked out quite yet.
By the way, I saw being sold a staff of final rest. Is that better than my healing staff? Because I think it might just be a better one for me to have.
Staff of Final Rest?
Cantrip Vitality Lash, Infuse Vitality, Heal first rank, and second rank is a Heal and Peaceful Rest.
So the primary
useful.
value of this is the fact that Infused Vitality is very good if we face Undead, though we don't face a lot of those. The primary value of this is its use as a weapon. Vitality Lash is a good cantrip though. It's certainly better than Stabilize.
I do like how many heals the actually I like the spells in general. Honestly, that the major one eventually gets. So plus the amount of heals.
That's enough reason if you like it.
Don't forget that it's also a focusing staff because it's a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
Which we can easily add the coding on for if you want to use that.
Speaking of, so just to clarify something else, because you put out the race document the other day, Ioka, so replacing Kitsune with Ioka, was
You
it
have
there
30 speed.
30 speed? Okay, so I'll just update my ancestry speed for that.
There is more I need to work with the Ayoka.
Okay, well,
But nothing really concrete right now. Expect to be absorbing a lot of Yao Guai feats in the near future, basically. Or equivalents to. So, it is half an hour early. However, I do need to prep the dungeon
Mhm.
next time. Or, excuse me, prep the remainder of the chapter. So, we're going to call it early. If you guys have any uncommon rolls or any uncommon gear you want to buy over this next week, let me know in the Discord chat. We will go over your shopping list at the start of next session.
I think at the moment, something I'm thinking about buying, which might not necessarily be immediately useful, but like once we're back into like beating metal men in the face, there's this in the magic shop.
Mhm.
+2 circ burn, just for having a +2 circ bonus to identify elemental creatures.
Okay.
Let's see, what was I? Okay, let me get links for these.
Let me get the coding for the focusing staff for Iris.
I really like this staff, actually. It's really cool. I don't know if the basic one is
It is
particularly that great, but like the even the greater one's nice.
Also, I'm just going down to party inventory. I feel like I keep seeing this and I keep forgetting what we actually said about it. Was the Revoca benefit from this with her alchemical crafting? Or whatever her
Oh, they I
ammunition
think they fixed the alchemical chart and remaster Treasure Vault. I have not looked at it yet.
I remember specifically it did not benefit me because I don't have the correct version of. I don't. Either I get quick alchemy at a very awkward point that I wouldn't get use out of it because it's not the making of regents that I need, it's the application of them or the use of them. Like I do all of my crafting at the beginning of the day. I have no regents to use in the middle of the day.
Also, you don't have quick alchemy.
That's what I'm saying. I get access to quick alchemy at like level 8, I think.
Okay, so it sits around until you get to that. Yes, I've posted 3 feats that I'm debating to replace Bargain Hunter with.
Like no, the problem with it, Nyx, is I feel like quick alchemy is more for like if you're playing a reactive like crafting class, like if you're like doing like medic stuff, like making anti-poisons or healing potions where you don't have a dedicated cleric. We have so much on-access healing and survivability that I feel like it's kind of redundant. And I don't have the ability to craft those things that I can use like that anyway, because all I can craft is ammunition.
Well, no, that's
And
what I'm
bombs.
saying. That is
And bombs.
Because it makes the thing you make last for an additional round, then can't you be like, well, I need ammo of this type for this fight, and so you can do it like ready for you next time, because obviously you have to reload. Action economy that Gunsling has to deal with.
Well, it'll only be 4th level or lower, so it would have to be a either a like a common or a minor type of ammunition. Because most ammunitions rank up at like 4 or higher. And I have to spend an action to craft it, spend an action to load it, spend an action to activate it.
I don't think this is very interesting
Yeah.
for people to listen to
yeah.
after they're
Sorry,
watching the viewing side.
Yeah, sorry, I thought the stream had already ended.
Yes. Do you want me to end the stream, Cats?
So we will see you all. So we will see you all next week, maybe, depending on health of everybody.
Hopefully, we'll see you next week.
Next week, you're going to get a 4-hour podcast on crafting mechanics.
I hope you're ready.
Fucking go!
This is a threat.
Yeah.
There's some
I
sickos.
until I'm asked to end it.
It will be on the test.
Well, people watch people play Minecraft, so it'll be fine.
It's true. People watch far more boring things than you. Anyway, thank you for coming. I'll end the stream
Bye bye.
there.
See you next
Bye-bye.